So today in my Hellraiser series I'm going to be doing something a little different. But it is something I've done for other franchises I've covered. You read the title. It's a common question in the comments section, and I thought what I would do is explore the possibilities as to how and why Kirsty Cotton was able to solve the Lament configuration, opening the box and thus summoning the Cenobites to her. So why is this even a question? A lot of people are confused with how Kirsty managed to open the box. Not due to the events of the first film, but mainly down to the events and quotes from the second. More specifically, when Pinhead claims, "It is not hands that summon us, it is desire." So how was Kirsty able to summon the Order of the Gash, the Cenobites? It's presumed that at that moment, Kirsty had no desire to seek out hidden pleasures, further exploring into the realms of pain and pleasure, so her desire was not a conscious one. It's unlikely it was a subconscious one as well. Why do I say this? Because she has not sought out hidden pleasures through her life at all. She is nothing like her Uncle Frank. The thought of being torn apart and sadistically tortured, or even becoming a Cenobite, is abhorrent to her at that moment in her life. It's important to note though that there were incestuous themes running throughout the film, which is of course an ultimate sin, a forbidden pleasure of a different kind. The comments from our Uncle Frank and the advances he makes are incredibly suggestive, hinting at the fact there is a clear and apparent history between the two. So in that regard, Kirsty would reek of sin in the eyes of the Cenobites. She would have already pursued many pleasures beyond that of a normal human, and thus, she may have the hidden desire to open the box for further in the eyes of the Cenobites. Or at least that is one explanation anyway. There is another explanation taken from the film itself, and it comes from the fact that Hell was minus one soul, Frank Cotton. Having escaped, it could be that although Kirsty didn't have the ultimate desire to open the box for the pleasures hidden within, it could be, however, that Hell required balancing again. The soul that had escaped needed to be replaced. And thus, the Cenobites were sent forth under the impression Kirsty had summoned them willingly. Though of course this is simply a theory as to how the labyrinth works within the universe and also the Leviathan. The other explanation as to how she was able to open the box comes from the expanded media, though this is specifically approved by the creator himself, Clive Barker, so it can be considered canon. In the comics, Kirsty's time with the Cenobites was far from over, and throughout many years she had come into contact with the labyrinth and the servants of Hell. Not to mention, of course, the Order of the Gash, the Cenobites. Ultimately, throughout her life and the trials she went through, she would end up replacing Pinhead, becoming the High Priestess of Hell, and essentially the new Pinhead, complete with ornamental pins, much like the former had. As the box is a gateway to Hell and is the means by which the Cenobites can come forth, exacting the wishes of the Leviathan on Earth, it could be that, much like sin, the ultimate end of a person could be sensed through the box. Obviously this is a fair leap, however, we do have to acknowledge the supernatural element within the mythos already. So to then claim the box, or the Leviathan, is aware of how a human would end up in life, their accumulative sins, or even their future decisions, such as Kirsty's choice to replace Pinhead, the box would open, or the Leviathan would allow the box to open. Of course, as said above, this is a bit of a stretch, and the easiest answer is actually the most simplest. They genuinely didn't consider the implications of what was being written at the time and the story that was being laid out. However, in universe, I think I've covered some ideas that could explain as to why and how the box opened for Kirsty. Though having said all that, I have some awesome subscribers coming here for my Hellraiser content, so I'd really like you guys to get involved and let me know whether you agree with any of the ideas I presented here, or you have some ideas of your own as to why Kirsty was able to open the box. So please, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section, and if you want to see more Hellraiser related videos, then hit that subscribe button to stay notified of all my future content. If you did enjoy this video, then please consider leaving it a like, as it does help the channel out. I've been Mr. H, and until next time, I'll catch you in the comments section.